Hi everybody! I created a second video to explain you the employee life cycle through the perspective of safeguarding safety and security. Indeed, the security, safety and safeguarding of employees must be considered from the first day to the last day of their employment. The goal is to be aware of all things we must complete in each stage of the employee life cycle to guarantee the best security for the staff. As a reminder, the employee life cycle is composed of 6 interdependent stages: the attraction stage, the recruitment stage, the onboarding stage, the development stage, the retaining stage, and finally the separation stage. Let's begin with the first stage, so the attraction stage. The attraction stage happens before you even have an open position. It's like the employer brand. Oxfam wants to promote the image of an organization who fights against poverty and who provides a safe and secure place to work in an environment free from exploitation, harm and abuse in the mind of current employees and in the external market, so that to attract great people. To reach a good employer brand, Oxfam must complete a lot of things for the security, safety, and safeguarding of their employees. We are going to discover that right now in the next stages. Employing the wrong people can create security risk. On the one hand, a lack of skills and competencies can lead to poor performance in decision making, and on the other hand, poor behaviors can lead to personnel and program risks. Therefore, we must vet and verify references and backgrounds of a potential candidate to be ensured we recruit candidates who can commit to Oxfam's code of conduct and our security and safeguarding policies. Then, if employees have good skills, good backgrounds, and good references, they can be hired by Oxfam to begin the onboarding. As a reminder, the onboarding is a period of 90 days in which new employees receive a mix of inductions, information, documentation, and trainings on the mission, goals, behavior, strategy, role, contextual health, safety and security, and so on to be perfect prepared for the work. We can use the pictures of someone walking through metal detector to illustrate the stage between the recruitment and the onboarding. When we know that employees are serious and safe for Oxfam, we prepare them for their job with different inductions. Preparing people appropriately has a direct impact on how well and quickly staff settle into the new role, team life, and their environment, thereby reducing the risk of security incidents. From the point of view of security and safeguarding, the goal of the onboarding stage is to make employees aware so that they are prepared appropriately to be watchful to their environment, whether in the workplace than in travel. In this case, employees will stay safe. It's very important because ill-prepared employees can make erroneous security decisions that are based on a weak understanding of the local security context or could breach Oxfam's code of conduct, which aims to keep us aligned to human rights and in line with Oxfam's expected ways of working. So, to summarize, employees must firstly know who to contact in case of any problem related to safeguarding safety and security, and be aware that they can trust their line manager and the security and safeguarding focal points. Secondly, employees should be informed of the policies and procedures related to safeguarding safety and security. Thirdly, employees must receive security, safeguarding, and code of conduct duties and briefings to be aware of the culture and the risks. Indeed, employees must understand risks that can occur in the workplace. For example, they can slip, they can fall, they can cut themselves, and so on. Moreover, there are risks related to travel that can occur on the one hand in the field and on the other hand on the way from home to the office, like a car accident, the presence of bombs, robberies, sexual harassment, and so on. To evaluate risk level, we can look at the likelihood of an event occurring and its impact on our staff and operations. Fourthly, staff must follow some mandatory courses like the IFRC courses and other courses available on the platform Learning at Oxfam to be aware of all risks we can be faced. Finally, employees must be aware of the Oxfam Security Incident Reporting Information System. If they hear, observe, or are involved in any situation, event, or incident that could result in significant disruption to programs, activities, personal health, and well-being, they must report it. In the development stage, we must provide the necessary support to help employees succeed in secure places. To do that, employees need to be aware of the tools that exist regarding the safety, security and safeguarding, and to know where they can find policies, protocols, courses, regulations that they need for their work. It's like doing a library where they can take what is useful for them. Then we must provide frequent two ways of communication between the managers and employees about personal development for their current and future goals. It can be informal discussions but also evaluations. Through frequent two ways of communication, the manager can listen to staff concerns and determine if performance is good, middle, or bad and take appropriate action to regulate behavior. It can be illustrated with a traffic light. One more time, the goal of evaluations is to make employees aware of their behaviors and try to improve it if needed, so that to be more prepared and so more watchful to stay safe. Now let's talk about the returning stage. This is a stage where we must focus our energies on keeping our top employees and ensure that they are both happy and challenged in their role within the team. Focusing on safeguarding safety and security, Oxfam must provide a safe working environment so that employees want to stay in Oxfam. It's important to give refresher courses like security, safeguarding, gender justice, leadership courses, particularly when employees go to the field and risks are evaluated up to 3. They must follow refresher courses to protect themselves as best as possible. Regarding the context of each country, drills must be launched, like fire drill, earthquake drill, tsunami drill, and so on. Then we must update security risk on a periodic context because it can change or not if, for example, a change of government, crimes, raids, and so on occur. With refresher courses, drills, and security risk review, we continue to prepare more and more our employees to their environment. The way employees live can have an impact on their own well-being, their colleagues, and the reputation of the organization. It's really crucial to do an handover because if information is not collected from a departing employee, it's likely the learning will not be passed on and mistakes will be repeated. It's important to retain employees' knowledge, but also to understand the reasons for leaving and make sure that employees don't leave hungry. This point is linked with the following point: good transition. Indeed, employees who live well can become ambassadors for the organization, and it can put in the mind of other employees that Oxfam is a fine and secure organization and that we have competent and confident employees. This point is very important for the attraction stage regarding the employer brand. Finally, Oxfam uses a system to provide references of previous employees to employers so that the references are transparent and not falsified. Thank you very much for watching this video. Stay safe and continue, as well as you already do, to support Oxfam to provide a secure environment.